What up, guys? This is all right then. What up, guys? This is OG Big Lifts and Nick Level Up for the Level Up Training Systems podcast, season 2, episode 4. We're going to be talking about nationals. So we got nationals next Sunday for me, and then on Wednesday we have some people that are competing. I know Dan Badandi is. Nick, do you know anybody else might be competing on Wednesday or Thursday?
Uh, that's going to be the Masters. So I'm not too caught up on that. I've seen some lifters maybe from Connecticut but it should be good. I like the Masters division. I think it's really prestigious. There are a lot of good Masters in the country in USAPL, and I think that still means something. Winning a national championship as a master, I think it's pretty awesome.
Nice. Yeah, so getting into it, we had a good prep period for me and for some other people on our team. I know Dan Badandi, he hit a bench PR,
Mm,
and he did it quite crazily. He did two PRs back to back, a week apart. I wasn't
nice.
expecting him to do it, but he did it, and he hit 425 on the bench for the first time.
Yeah, his training is looking good. His bench is moving good. It's always been a good lift for him.
Yep,
I saw a nice little 502 squat too.
yep,
It moved well, and he's looking strong going into this comp. Only his second
yeah,
competition, so I think that he's looking poised, and he's got you at the helm, driving the machine, and you'll
yep.
be kicking ass, taking names. I think on
Oh
what is it,
yeah.
Thursdays? Thursday?
Yeah, yeah, he's
Nice.
competing Thursday.
What
Yeah,
time does he compete? In the morning or the afternoon session?
I'll have to check with him, but
Yeah.
he prefers training in the morning, so hopefully it works out for him.
Mm.
Um, and then, but yeah, I'll be there to handle him, uh, guide him through the competition, get him to the platform, get him ready, and then once we're done, rest up, get some food, right? But the rest of the trip will be about focusing on what's coming on Sunday. So I'll be focusing on um, resting, relaxing, and prepping for competition on this Sunday. So it'll be great.
It'll give you a
For
nice little
my
break too from Friday, Saturday to kind of recover.
Yeah,
So I think it will work out well for you.
yeah, this
Yeah.
this Saturday, that was yesterday. We had a really great prep, probably one of the best preps I've ever had. Um, I hit a 615 top single on squat, moved it moved it well. Did sets of 4 with 525, 485, descending to 440. I like doing these pyramidals where we go really heavy and then we start decreasing it on each back off set. It really does help us get the work in, but it also helps avoid a lot of the fatigue and as well as, irritation to soft tissues and joints and that type of thing. Um, we went to the bench press and put up a good 500-pound bench press. It moved really well. I did a long pause on it. I mean,
Yeah, you paused that for like a day and a half. That was really
yeah,
good. That was
basically,
probably your best lift all prep, if I had to be honest. Like out of anything.
yeah. I
That was
honestly think I could have
beautiful.
more, you know,
Yeah, that shit flew.
like probably a PR, maybe 512 or 515, if I had to guess at the top end on what was there. My guy's going crazy with the soundboard. He,
Yeah.
he went on Google and was like, "Ooh, I think that'd be pretty cool. I saw that in some podcast. Let
Yeah.
me get that in here." But yeah, walk us through it. Tell us like who's going to nationals and what the plan is for making sure everybody has a handler to get them through their competition.
So it's good. It's going to be pretty sweet. Um, so like you said, you have Dan on Thursday. I have Bryn Miller Friday.
Hmm.
So she'll be, on just it'll be just me and her. I'll be handling her, and we'll be able to focus there. Sunday is going to be a
Yep.
little bit more crazy, but it's going to work out fine because I have Jessica Zanini in the morning, and then I have you in the second session. So it's going to
There you
work out
go.
beautiful. So like we've
Oh
done
yeah.
these comps where we've had a little bit, spread a little thin, in my handling or coaching ability. Uh, you know, I'd like to give people the attention that they deserve. So this will be a really good opportunity for our team to really shine, and I think we're gonna come out great. I would like to see everybody go 9 for 9. To be honest,
Oh yeah. No, that sounds great. Um,
yeah, it's
I
a tall
think
task, but I think we could do it.
I think one thing that's going to be great for me in this meet is that so the problem I always had with regionals was it was always the stepping stone to nationals, and so I could never have fun with it. It was always I had to have the best performance or I'm not going to nationals. And I think that like it really would mess with my head going into the competition. But now that I'm in nationals, I don't have to worry about qualifying for it, so I can have fun.
Yeah,
And that really helps, you
I
know.
would agree. Like for you, I feel like once you get like into your flow state, I feel like you're pretty much unstoppable sometimes. Like what was it? The IDPFA Worlds. That was like
Yeah.
on your bench press. That was one of your best performances. I feel like because we were just grooving all day, and we had a battle too, and you stepped up and kicked ass. So I think
Oh
it's gonna
yeah.
be very similar. You haven't missed a lift like in 3 or 4 meets. So like
No, that's great.
you haven't missed anything. We did pass on a third attempt, but other than that, you haven't missed. So
That's
the
what we
prep's been
want.
good. The prep's
Yeah.
been good. Confidence is high. I think you're gonna come out, pretty happy, and you're looking strong. Like that 615 squat, with the slight taper, a little taper going into some hype with the national stage. There's more there.
Oh yeah.
There's a
And
lot more there.
the deadlift too. I think that there's room for a PR here soon. I mean,
Yep.
the 556 moved so well that last time I did it a couple weeks ago. I think there might be room, but um, maybe we'll look into that after the competition, or maybe who knows? Maybe
I
if
think
I
we're
feel
loading it
it,
up on the platform. Bam.
that's right. Maybe we
Yeah,
let's load it up on the platform.
I think it's there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So going into how do we fit into? Oh, actually, I'll tell you about a little bit about what I did to prep for Saturday.
All
So
right.
on Friday, so I have a rice cooker at work, and I always use it to cook my food. Like I cook all kinds of different meals with it. I don't just cook rice. I know people be like, what are you doing? You're putting pasta and noodles in there and all this other stuff and soup? Like it's a rice cooker. Well, I find that the microwaves are just so annoying to use, and they also change the flavor of the food in a way I don't like. When you heat it up over a stove, you get that original taste. That's the same thing you're doing with the rice cooker. So I tend to do that. But getting back to it, on Saturday, on a Friday, I ended up loading up 4 cups of rice. I basically I basically ended up taking this rice cooker that and I made enough rice to last a family of 4, probably an entire week, and I downed the entire thing in one sitting. It almost took me 45 minutes to eat it. And then I went down to Texas Roadhouse and got myself a big old ribeye. And so I salted and carved up. Before this, I'd been sort of tapering down to get closer to my weight class. But then on Friday, I sort of shot back up because I knew I was going to have to push on Saturday. That morning, I mean, we was like waking up at like I was waking up around 282 ish. This time I woke up close to 285, and
What,
that's
this morning?
before yesterday.
Okay.
So I was about like 284.9, and then that's before I started having breakfast, coffee, food, water. by the time I went to the gym, I was probably pushing closer to 290. And to get even more into it, I ended up having an iced coffee, like an iced latte, with my pre-workout, which is something I never do. I never do that except for when I'm doing like a prep or I'm about to do a meet. I'll might throw in an iced coffee because 200 milligrams, it's all you need. You don't really need to go beyond that to get the response you need. If you're pushing close to 4, 5, 600 milligrams a day, you're just overdosing and probably not good for your health. But in a specific situation, it can be beneficial. You just don't want to get in the habit of doing it every day.
Yeah,
Um, and
we did that
so,
after your comp, where we kind of like getting a little caffeine boost throughout the day.
yeah,
It's really powerful.
it really is. So I did that, and then going into the gym, I was about 290-ish, right? So when I went to bed, like after the entire day, forgot to weigh myself. But in the morning, I had dropped down to 281.7. So just from the amount of physical exertion I did at the gym, uh, combined with all the water loss, so I basically carved up and took myself to an enormous, just I was so bloated going into the gym. I could feel it, all the water under my skin. I could feel the puffiness of my face. And then I did the training and I was in there for about 4 or 5 hours. When I woke up that morning, I stepped on that scale and I had dropped 10 pounds. And that was just from burning off all the carbs. And the carbs were just holding on to all that water and just the exertion. We had basically flushed out. I mean, we were chasing water with water because I was drinking a lot of water, but I had basically burned off all those carbs and dumped all that water out. And now I'm a little bit dehydrated, so now I'm down to like 281.7, which is pretty remarkable, I think, because I took in about, I mean, if we're really to being honest, I ate an entire pound of rice, of cooked rice.
Yeah, yeah,
And it was about 700, 800 calories, and I burned the whole thing off with one
yeah.
massive training session.
Yeah, your body's going to use those carbs, and have them readily available, and it's going to go in and out. Carbs are very fast energy source. Your body's preferred energy source, where fat is a slow digesting source, and you
Yeah.
know those carbs. Like you said, you'll lose 10 pounds in a day. You use your glycogen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's kind of crazy to see it though, that you would not think that you could burn off 800 calories worth of carbs in a single workout.
How long was the session?
It was 4 hours and 45 minutes.
There you go.
Eh, no,
The man
it would
session.
have eh, it would have been shorter, but some things happened. I got to the gym later than I wanted. I don't think I got this to actually start training until about 4:40-ish, I want to say. You know, part of the problem is when I went to that coffee shop, for some reason this place was super popular.
Which
So I
coffee
had to
shop was
wait.
that? The Latte Love?
Latte Love, yeah.
Yeah, it's brand new.
That coffee tasted really good though. Shout out to them. I mean, that was a
Yeah.
really good latte. Whole milk, you know. And it gave me the boost. And plus I forgot to mention I went to Wasabi. So another strategy was to keep the blood sugar levels up. I went to Wasabi and I ordered onigiri.
Some eels.
No, no, onigiri. Now, if you don't know what that is, it's not eels. It's actually a Japanese staple food that is commonly eaten in Japan. You've probably, if you've ever watched anime, you've probably seen it thousands of times and not known just what it is. It's literally just rice balls wrapped in seaweed.
Stoked.
And yeah, and so I've been ordering it from them. So what I did was I ordered 4 pieces of onigiri, and before I did my first, when I was warming up with my squats, I ate one ball of onigiri, and then once I got to sort of near my last warm up, I ate another one. Then I did my top single, did a couple back off sets, ate another piece. Right? So like you don't want to eat it all at once because it's going to bloat you up and then you're not going to be able to lift. You're going to be puking up in your mouth. But if you eat a piece, just a single piece, it'll keep you going and keep you full. And then when I went to bench, right? So I tore down the equipment, started setting up for bench. I ate the last piece. And then that carried me throughout the entire workout. All the blood sugar that gave me, basically rice on top of rice, and I burned the whole thing off.
I think that's a pretty
So
good procedure there, for lack of a better word. I
yeah,
feel like a lot of people come in on the SBD days or the long sessions. You don't want to go and shit your pants on your squat, but after, when you go to bench, eat something. You know what I mean? So you have some energy to sustain the rest of the workout, especially if you're going to lift heavy. And
yeah,
we're going to be in there for a while. You don't want to go in there to bench flat.
yeah.
I think that was good.
Oh yeah. So
So
what are we gonna do for the cut to make sure I'm under 275?
Uh, I think it's going to be a pretty easy cut because you're sitting around. You gave me your body weight today was 281, so
Point
you
0.7,
know.
yeah, close to 282.
I think we could just get that gut cut right. Avoid those salty protein shakes, and then
Yeah, that was bad.
and then we a little water
Spitting,
cut.
spitting, spitting. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't think we need to spit this time. Um, but
because that wasn't good. Like
water
man.
cut, gut cut. I think it's going to be good. It's only going to be like 5 pounds. I think it'd be fine. Like you said, you
Yeah,
could fluctuate. So like if we could, go into like a little bit like dry, cut the glycogen down a little bit more, no big deal. I think honestly a gut cut by itself would, you know, be fine.
yeah.
So
What
I'm
do
not
you
too worried
think
about that.
about what do you think about going into nationals? Do you think I should bring my rice cooker with me in my suitcase?
Um, you
Cook
could.
up rice the day of?
I was thinking about giving people the lifters this year like a grocery list and like non-negotiables. Like
Yeah,
if you the rice would definitely be on there. So like foods like rice, banana, bagel, like
yeah,
carb sources, Pedialytes, caffeine,
yeah.
water. Just making sure
I
that
r-
we have that.
I really like the sweetness of short grain Japanese sushi rice. The medium grain and short grain rice that they use that's very sticky. It has a sweetness to it, and I really do like that. So I could see myself eating that in the comp, you know. But the
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
seaweed, I'd like to. I don't know. Maybe I could prep it beforehand. Start rolling up on the gidry.
What did you used to make? Uh, you used to make something. What was it? The creatine ball? What was it?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I
what was
remember
that?
those. No,
Yeah, yeah,
those were protein balls.
something
Yeah,
or other.
yeah, with like protein and yogurt. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. But that's different. This is just carbs.
yeah. So, going into nationals, what are the big goals? What are you trying to do?
Like to do well, I definitely want to break my bench record of
Hmm.
496. I want to do definitely like past 501, maybe like do 501 for sure, maybe 507 possibly. Um, and then the squat, the record right now is 622. So if I can bring in like 627 or something like that, then I'll break the squat record.
What's your current best in competition? Your squat, 622, right?
Yeah, I
But
matched
you,
the state record.
so yeah, you got to do it first. Oh, that should be easy enough. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's good.
deadlift too. I need to basically break my old best.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
like floor level. I think like for your deadlift, at least 5 kilos on top of what we did on our best day. You know, I think it's
Yeah.
looking pretty good.
Yep.
What's 800 kilos? 1760.
Yeah.
That's a good total.
Well, I'm not there yet. I'm at like 1707.
No. Yeah, 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 yeah. So I mean, it's cooking, man. It's getting there.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Oh yeah, me too.
Jessica's training is looking really good too. She's been cracking heavy benches every week, like multiple times, and that seems to really help her bench progression. She just needs like that heavy exposure, which is
Yep.
interesting because you're almost like the opposite, where like you kind of have to manage your fatigue a little bit more and make sure you're fresh going into your sessions. She could
Yeah.
handle like a heavy like 1 rep max like multiple times a week on bench. It's pretty insane.
Yeah.
She uses a
Well,
different technique than you.
right. Well, it also, when the pounds get this heavy, it
Mm,
gets to the point where you have to like manage your tendons and keep them from getting too tight so that you don't tear something. Ooh. So for me, the big thing I have to do is I have to do a lot of basically dynamic stretching and cable work. I have to do a lot of warming up of my rotator cuffs and the pec tendons that go up into the shoulder area. So like this area and this area are key areas that I have to manage. So I have to hit them with the one thing I'll probably start doing is just bringing this massage gun to the gym. Why not? Because one thing I've found that really helps a lot with managing the tightness is they have these, they look like basketballs, but they're basically like kettlebells. And at the gym I'm at, and I roll my pecs on them, and it really helps.
yeah, it's good.
I'm also doing the cable work in order to loosen up the pecs. Um, it's stuff like that. I probably need to buy an elastic band. That would probably help.
I have some
You know,
bands I can give you.
yeah. If I could get some bands, that'd be great.
I can give them to you next time I see you.
Yeah, because
But like in training, right? You're handling heavy weights, so
yeah,
like it's almost like we're going into it is like we're going into each session with some niggles and a little bit of fatigue. The goal
yeah,
for me in this competition for you and for almost every lifter, we got to try to minimize the fatigue, right?
yeah,
Niggles are common, but if I have somebody with like a full battery, they're gonna have a good day, you know.
yeah,
And it's so good to see like lifters when they just explode on the platform and they're telling me, hey, I feel better than ever, and that's kind of like the reason I coach is just because like you gave somebody such a good day and like they worked so hard and it all came around full circle. It's
yeah,
pretty incredible.
definitely. When they hit you with the explosiveness.
Yeah, you coming out and checking me into the wall or something. Uh,
Yeah.
you'll see it with
Yo,
Dan. Dan's gonna
y-
go off.
nah, see, I'm a little bit worried about Dan. I feel like he's gonna go up there and he's gonna put up like stupid heavyweight on the bench. And as soon as he does, he's gonna come off that platform and he's gonna rip my arm off trying to give me like yeah.
He's gonna
Because
drop kick you.
I'm telling you, when he's wired up and he
Yeah,
hits a lift, oh my God, bro. He almost like he's such a big dude. He like comes in and just go bam. I go,
yeah.
damn, bro. Yeah,
So he's looking to podium, right?
yeah. Oh
Yeah,
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 for sure. I mean, he's stronger than the other guys in his weight class, that are in his division. Basically, it's like it's not even close.
yeah.
It's a he has a completely different level of strength compared to those guys.
You've done a really good job with him. You know,
Yeah.
uh, technically, his squat's looking much better, so much better, and
Oh
you
yeah.
have him train to like a good standard on the squat, bench, and deadlift.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's been something that, needed to be addressed with him because the strength
Yeah.
is, he's always been a strong guy, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, he's always been a strong dude. For
Yeah.
him, the one that was always the hardest, you might think it was the squat. It was actually the deadlift.
Mm,
And I think that's because for years he trained deadlift like a strongman, where you just do whatever you can to get the bar to the top, whether you're whipping the bar, you lean it back, you rest it on your thighs, double dip, triple dip, whatever you can do to lock it out. And for him, it's been a lot. It's like it's harder to unlearn something than to learn it for the first time. So for him, it's been a big matter of trying to get him to when you straighten out your knees, you can't unbend them. You can't rebend them. You're going up in one motion, and once they're locked out, they're locked out. And the
mm,
timing that you have to stand up with your back at the same time you straighten out your knees. Otherwise, you're just going to end up locking out your knees, and then it's lower back the rest of the way up. So I've put a lot of work in with him, and he's seen remarkable improvement on his deadlift, and he's also reporting less incidences of tweaks and pains from doing the deadlifts too, which it comes with him having a lot more improved technique. Because if you lift something the wrong way, it's going to mess you up. You lift it the right way, you're far more likely to walk away, with benefit rather than aches and pains.
it's so much more efficient, like you were saying. Like, you lift it the wrong way, you're gonna get messed up. You won't be able to do the work that you need to, right?
Yeah.
So, like, since you've been working with him, I'm sure that he's been doing more than he ever has just to get strong, with a better
Oh yeah.
technique. So,
Well, and he's also probably one of the most determined people I've seen in the gym. Like every day he talks about it, that he wants to bring home that medal, and that he keeps bringing up Chicago and how badly he wants to get there and stand up on that podium. Um, for him, he's a former wrestler. Uh, Although a former, I think at some point he may even go back and try to do a couple more shows with
mm,
wrestling at some point. But obviously, he'll keep powerlifting. Uh, for him, he had done years of this wrestling federation that was over in I don't remember if it was Coventry or something like that, but they they put on a good show, and he'd been friends with those people, and he was the bionic Dan. He was the big heavy guy, goes in, wrestles. He won multiple medals, multiple titles. He traveled for some of these wrestling competitions. He's very competitive, and he
mm,
likes to win. So he's bringing that determination to the powerlifting scene. And for this unscripted sport, uh, the fact that you have to bring your A game or you don't win something, I mean, that it speaks to the competitiveness of Dan, that he wants to win so badly that he puts the work in as much as he does. And that goes
yeah,
for a lot of other people that are on our team and are training to be the best they can be, to be the
yeah. I
best you
think
can be.
all of you guys like that are going to nationals and have been to nationals or qualified for nationals have gotten there for a reason. You know, like I went to the gym the other day and like everybody was talking about retiring from powerlifting and like, oh, my back, my knees. I'm like, bro, I do this because I love this. Like, I want to do my bench sets because I fucking love it. Like, I'm
Yeah,
not gonna talk about retiring. My fucking knees hurting. I'm just try to get through it and make it happen. Like, fuck.
yeah. Well, there's
uh,
those well, there's those who throw the towel in, and there's those who you know bring home the medal. You know, the ones
I
who
think
win.
I think us training as a group over the years too. Like, there have been a lot of faces that come and go, but like a lot of the people that are still doing good have been there and continue to be there. On Saturdays, when we lift and we all got each other's back. It's been good. You
Yeah,
know.
definitely. I think so. I've noticed a big increase in just functionality. So, you know, compared to before powerlifting versus after, after doing years of powerlifting, um, when you talk about functional strength and what you're able to do with the gains you got today, for example, we have a wine cooler in our house that burnt out. It died, and it weighs about 70, 80 pounds, and it's not too heavy, but you have to look at when you're in the gym, you have handles to hold on to, and the handles do great job of balancing out with your leverages. When you pick up a big heavy box like a wine cooler and you have to carry it with you, this is something that you see more with strongman, that strongman gets right, like when you're doing keg carries and atlas stones, right, where you're picking up a non uniform object. Now they are a lot better at it because they train for that. But just me with what I had, I was able to carry that thing all the way out of my house and all the way down to the road, and then pick up the new unit, which weighs close to 100 pounds, and then carry it in the basement and install it. Um, you know, like helping out my dad on that. So, it I probably couldn't have done it if I didn't have this level of strength just on myself, because of how heavy this unit was, and the shape of the unit. It's more about that shape because it literally goes against your leverages. Um,
Awkward.
yeah, it's a very awkward object, you know. But I saw parallels because when I got it up on my shoulder and I was walking with it, it was a little bit offset, but it was kind of like, if I had a bar on my back. So I just
Hmm.
thought of it like that, you know.
Yeah, and you
So
could think about like lifters and like good lifters and how they move. They all move pretty
yeah,
well. Like think about your bench press, like how well you bench. You move really well in the bench press. So
yeah.
just moving well and having that strength to move well, I think is very important.
Oh yeah, definitely. We also did really good. I didn't post it, but I have the other video where I did 452 for three
Huge.
on the bench. Yeah,
Hmm.
huge numbers.
I love the
Did I
threes, the triples.
I did share that with you though.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
We had a
that
day
was really
yesterday.
good. I think I had it for another one or two reps, honestly. Um, Based on that, what do you think like a possible one rep max could potentially be if I was to,
It's hard to
just
say, but like looking at that 501 yesterday, I would say like 7.5 on top of that. Easy. Like if you move it like that, that was a long
kilos?
pause. Yeah, 7.5 kilos. So what's that
Hey,
like? 518? I would say it
yeah,
moved. Honestly, like it's just like it's not a strength thing. It's just, getting the execution down
yeah,
because that looked like that 501, you looked like you could press 540, you know, like it was fast.
yeah,
And like the spotters were like, shoo, like, but I think 7.5 on that would be awesome. Yeah, I take 5, I
yeah.
take 2, whatever. But like the strength looked good for fucking something crazy.
Yep. Well, that's what we're here to do.
It was a long ass pause, man.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
I I held it down there because I really liked it. Like I knew I had to pause it because of the comp, but just holding it down there like this, there was something about it that I just enjoyed. I don't know why.
you wanted to own
Call
it.
it sadism or something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I get it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, I
But,
think that wraps it up. I want to do another one of these sooner than later. You know,
yep. I
maybe we'll
agree.
go live or something. Post nationals or something. We'll get together.
Yep. Yep. All right. I'm looking forward to it.
All right.
All right. That's OG Big Lips and Nick Level Up signing off.